So let's talk about this PlayStation 5. And I mean really talk about it. All you're really hearing is a bunch of people talking about bullshit specs, bullshit teraflops, bullshit fucking solid state drive speeds. But nobody's really talking about what they want to actually see from this new console. It feels like in this generation, all of a sudden, everybody is a goddamn developer. Everybody is a fucking engineer that went to 12 years at Harvard and got their goddamn degree in game development. It's crazy, man, how before the goddamn Pro and before the Xbox One X, didn't anybody know what the fuck a teraflop was? Nobody had a clue what that shit was until it became the popular thing to talk about. Now everybody in their fucking mind knows their way around the goddamn business meeting. They know what's best for Sony and Microsoft. They can predict the sales numbers for the next 20 years coming out. All of a sudden, everybody is a fucking businessman. Yet nobody is talking about what actually matters. And that's what they want from these new consoles. It's crazy, man. I remember back when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we dealt in, I think it was bits. I think the Nintendo was 8-bit, Super Nintendo was 16-bit. We didn't even know what the fuck a bit was. We just happened to know that 8 bits is less than 16 bits, and the games just looked better. We wasn't on fucking American Online researching what the fuck a bit does. We just knew Super Nintendo looked better than Nintendo. Nintendo 64 looked better than Super Nintendo. Wasn't nobody on here arguing specs. We just wanted to play these games. And that's what I feel we truthfully need to get back into going forward with these damn consoles. Because nobody in this community is an engineer. Nobody is a game developer for the most part. A lot of you dudes are pretenders trying to fit in with what the popular kids are talking about. I'm here to talk about something different. I'm here to talk about what I actually want from the PlayStation 5. Not specs, not that boring shit. Let's talk about what I want to happen next generation. As far as graphics go, I think this generation, we kind of hit a bit of a ceiling to where we are beginning to reach that photo realism. And can't nothing look better than real. The only thing we're really missing is skin. I think skin still looks a bit fake. We've got the facial animations down because now they use mocap. So I mean, the way people move as far as their facial gestures and all that type of shit, that looks real because a real person is actually doing it. But I think the only missing link is the way skin looks. Now some games have definitely bridged that gap. I'm thinking of shit like Until Dawn did a pretty good job, and I've seen some next gen renders of skin, and it's getting there. But that's about the only thing I can think of that can improve graphic wise, because as far as objects go, we have reached photorealism in a lot of shit. We just truthfully have. So graphics, they're there. Graphics are already there. My focus this next generation is going to be on that attention to detail in environments. So let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. Let's say you're walking through a forest and you can hear the crunch of the leaves. You can look down and see where you have stomped on the leaves and they're crushed up. Or maybe you see a bug you stepped on. Shit like that. You can like zoom in and see individual blades of grass. You can get into a fight and you throw a dude into a wall and you see the wall get cracked. Or let's say you're walking through a house in a game and you punch a picture and you see like the frame crack or drop to the ground and break and there's glass in the floor. Or let's say you're in a gunfight. I'm talking about glass shattering and there's fucking glass everywhere and like an enemy can get cut by the glass. Or another attention to detail, man, more realistic physics. Like let's say you're doing the third person shooter. Pop a guy in the arm and maybe it's his gun arm and he dropped his gun out his arm. Or you shoot a dude in his leg and he's like wobbling around, he's grabbing his kneecaps. I'm talking about that sheer attention to fucking detail and environments that I cannot wait for, man. The next generation physics are going to be huge if they are done right and taken into consideration. That's the type of shit I'm looking forward to. Now let's talk about the next thing as far as the PlayStation 5. Again, people, enjoy the ride. Ain't no spec talk here. None of that boring ass, stupid ass bullshit that nobody even knows what the fuck a T-flop is. We talking some real stuff here. Real shit as far as what we want from this next generation. I want the goddamn controller to be utilized to its full potential. You see here, this is the DualShock 4. It's got a touchpad. None of these fucking developers ever used the touchpad to its full potential. Only a select few games ever bother to have more than it just be used as a goddamn map button. You press the fucking touchpad and your map comes up. That was the most use we ever got out of this fucking thing, outside of Infamous and a select few other titles. Look, this next controller, it will still have a touchpad most likely, but what they're adding to the DualShock 5 is the HD rumble and adaptive triggers. That could be a game changer, man. That could be so fucking awesome if developers use it correctly. I was bringing up examples. You could have a game to where you're an archer and you're pressing down the button right here, and that the harder you press it down, the further he draws the bowstring back. But the further you press it down, the more tough it gets to press down the goddamn trigger. That would be tight, man. That would be so cool for that kind of interaction. Let me repeat that one more time. As you're pressing down the R2 button, the further you press it down, the more he draws back the string. But the further you press it, the harder it gets to press down to simulate drawing or shooting an arrow. You see what I'm talking about? Next, man, let's talk that backwards compatibility. I need that. I need that back compat. I need it. I need it to be native. I need it to work day one. I ain't talking about no fucking patches that later come on. I want every game I have ever bought from every Sony console to work day one with the disc. Yep, that's right. I want all of my shit to work day one from PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. Day one. We deserve it, man. We deserve that shit. It's about time Sony got on board with the PC shit. When you get a PC, every game you have ever bought will be able to be played on that PC. From shit back in the goddamn 1980s, from shit to 2045. As long as you upgrade your PC, all your games are available. I am so fucking tired of having to switch consoles. Now I know that's a convenience thing, because ultimately I can just keep every console plugged in. I mean, we can do that. We can really do that. But you know, I don't want to. I want all my shit on one fucking console. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to achieve. Now I know with the PS3 they was talking x86 architecture and they really can't get it to work with the PS4. Okay, cool. You know what? If we gotta take the L on the PS3, we'll take it. But at least, and this is what blows my fucking mind, why do we not have access to our digital store? No, I can understand that you cannot get PS3 discs to work on PS4 because of how the PS3 was built. That's apparently the reason. Okay, but what does that got to do with our PS3 digital store, which is all fucking Sony network? The fucking PS3 store should have already been available on PS4. I shouldn't have to fucking log into my PS3 to play the games on the fucking digital Sony store. I should have access to that on my PlayStation 4. That's a fact. That needs to change going forward. On the PS5, if you cannot get the PS3 to work, at least give us access to the fucking PS3 digital store. No fucking reason that cannot work. That is a big loss, and that needs to be talked about. Ain't nobody saying this shit. Ain't nobody talking about it. This community is too busy talking about specs, teraflops, and frame rates to be talking about the real shit that matters in these consoles. And yes, Backwards compatibility is a big deal. I don't want to hear that stupid ass fucking argument. I don't buy a new console to play older games. Shut the fuck up. Some of us do. Some of us want all of our shit on the new console. Some of us still retro game. I'm one of them. I'm tired of having 4, 5, 6 consoles hooked up. It's shit's stupid. It needs to be backwards compatible. It needs to be backwards compatible with all the generations. That's a fact. Last but not least, we definitely need to see the return of some of these old franchises that were great, but for some odd reason, we just never got sequels. They just died. Jak and Daxter. Jak, where you at? Jak? Daxter? Where's Jak and Daxter? Where is the next Jak and Daxter? Where is the next Twisted Metal? Where is the next Tenchu? Where is the next Parasite Eve? Where is the next Saga Frontier? Where is the next Arc the Lad? Where is the next Final Fantasy Tactics? Where is the next Vagrant Story? Where is the next Legend of Dragoon? Where is the next Silver Star? Where is the next Shadow Hearts? Where is the next Bust a Groove? Where is the next Bust a Move? I'm having too much fun with this, man. But you know what I'm talking about. A lot of dead franchises that just got buried somewhere deep in the 12th level of Hades that are to never be recovered. And I don't understand why these franchises die, yet Nintendo can continuously pump out Marios and Zeldas and Metroids generation after generation, and they're selling like 16 million fucking units. I mean, it's crazy. I think Sony needs to bring back some of these dead franchises come PlayStation 5, especially now, so with the potential of full backwards compatibility. I think now more than ever is the time for these franchises, these games, these genres to make a comeback. It really is, people. It really is. But you know what? I've been talking for like 15 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys want to see in the PlayStation 5? Please make sure you put that down in the comment section. People, I'm trying to build this channel up. Please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends. It's your boy Exvalos. Until next time.